Alright, now that we have our asset manager ready, let's go ahead and implement the code to display a splash screen. So we're going to go to game 1. The first thing we want to do is declare our state machine for our game. So we're going to call it myFSM. And it's a game state machine of type game1. So don't forget to use the namespace. We're going to instantiate it equal to new game state machine, and the parameter we're going to take in is this reference to this current object. So let's continue now to the log content, and we're going to call our game asset manager. Then what we're going to do is, since we made it a singleton, we need to call game asset manager dot get instance in order to get the instance. And once we have that instance, we want to load the object. So first, let's get it to work. Make sure that you spell the right and that you're using the right namespace. Okay, scroll up. Wait. Okay, and in this case, it was in utils. So let's add the utils namespace. So game asset manager. Now we call the log content and we pass the content manager. So for that we're going to call the content property of game1. And this method should take care of loading all the assets in our game. So from now on, instead of coming to the log content, we're going to go to the asset manager log content and perform our loading there. So let's go ahead and delegate the update as well. So myFSM, the update, and let's pass in game time. This is the same for the draw. In order to draw in XNA, you want to do sprite batch.begin and end, and then do your draw in between those two methods. So let's delegate the draw and open and close the sprite batch. So this way we'll have to call the open and close server again, since everything will be delegated from the state machine onwards. Okay, so we have our basic setup. Now we need to load the state into the state machine. So let's implement the GDG splash state. Let's get rid of all of these exceptions. And what this is going to do is it's going to draw the splash screen onto the game screen. So let's go ahead and grab the texture from our game asset manager. Once again, then what we're going to call it is game asset manager dot get instance. We're not going to call new or generate new object, because get instance will give us the correct instance of the object. And we want to get the splash screen texture. So let's go ahead and copy that. Now we're going to go for the second one, which takes a vector. In this case we want vector 0, because we want to start at the top left corner of the screen and paint our image starting there. So vector 2 has a property called 0 that will give you a vector as 0, 0. And we're going to give the color white. So again, make sure you're using the respective namespaces. Vector should be property, which is uppercase, no parentheses. So here we go, 0. And now remember to include the namespace, and we're done for now. Now the one step that remains is to go back to our not our game state. We want to go back to our game 1 and change the state to be the GDG splash state. So we're going to go myfsm dot change state, and we're going to pass in a new GDG splash state. And that should be the name. I guess it didn't get changed when we renamed it. Make sure that you're using the right namespace. Game states. Oh, it appears that it didn't get changed when we did the rename. So let's go back to the GDG splash state and add state at the end of it. And rename it back in game 1. Okay, and we're done for now. Now let's go ahead and click on run so that we can see the splash screen. You can do this with F5 or by pressing the green triangle. Right now we should be getting an error. Anytime now, here we go. If you get the following exception, cannot open file, it usually means that either A, your file cannot be found in your content folder, or B, as it is the case in this one, since we have it on the contents, is that the path is incorrect. So let's go ahead and remove the slash there, and once again click on the green triangle and let's run. And now we should see the splash screen. And here we are.